Okay, we're live. We're live.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Just gonna,
Where's Pat?
we're gonna have mics. Okay, there we go.
You should have heard what these guys were saying earlier. Untraceable DNA is top 5.
Yo, we've got one viewer already.
Are you watching the stream on
We
that?
just started streaming, by the way. Don't expect loads of viewers. We just started.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. We've just come to fun.
It's the only way to do it.
Alright, there we go. You want to zoom in a little bit?
Okay.
Let's go.
No autographs, no autographs.
There's a mic for you.
Okay, here we go.
Yo. Hello. Okay, what's up, my drillers? What's up? I'm gonna test the audio. Make sure it's good. Okay. Feel free to say whatever you want. Just don't get kicked out.
Yeah.
Yo, subscribe to Live Hater. Live Hater, subscribe to Live Hater. Sounds good. Echo. Alright, sounds good. Okay, welcome to the first debate, Public Debates Live with Live Hater, and today we're going to be debating, is Spider-Man Brand New Day the worst Spider-Man movie? Because this guy holding the camera thinks that. What do you think about this topic? I think this is a good topic. I think the guy holding the camera is dropping an absolute stinker of an opinion. Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to get him to come up and debate everyone. We've got some people over there. Do you want to show them? And anybody in New Street that wants to join, feel free. We're all going to debate this guy because he thinks that Spider-Man Brand New Day is the worst Spider-Man movie. Do you want to come up, Arman? I'm going to see the camera while you debate. You're going to debate him first. Join me.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Ahmed.
My name's Arman.
Arman. Nice to meet you. Okay, let's debate.
So, who wants to start us off? Can you hear me? Great.
Okay, I'll ask you some questions on it to try to get an opinion of yours, yeah? So, first question. Have you watched the movie?
I have seen it 6 times.
6 times?
Yes.
Did you watch it over and over again to try to start liking it?
I was trying to get the buzz around it because a lot of people are loving it on TikTok and all social media platforms, and then there was me who was like, it wasn't that good.
Okay. What did you not like about it?
It just didn't feel the same.
It didn't feel the same as the other movies.
That and a few other things, but that's my main cause.
So, what didn't feel the same?
First, can I just say, I do want to praise the movie. It was a brilliant movie. The artistic... No, hear me out. Of course. So the artistic style was pretty decent. Some of the things and messages that it showed was done were pretty decent. However, I believe the deliverance through it was not that good. For example, one of the things that I do like to say about the movie is they tried to fit a lot in one single plot.
Okay, yeah.
It was like an overwhelming experience because 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there. If you look at, for example, if you look at Peter Parker's character development, you can see him dealing with emotional abuse, all of these sort of things from what happened with No Way Home, him dealing with loneliness, but then you start seeing that, and then you start moving on to different plot points. You look at Jean Grey's plot point, you look at what's the sort of emotional run that's going on between Peter Parker and MJ, then the one that's going on between Spider-Man and the whole world, and then you also see, finally, other small plot points. It's just a bit,
Okay, well, I see what you're saying, and it's clear that they had a lot of fan demand that they had to bring up with, and that's why they followed so many plot points. But at the same time, don't you think the delivery of these plot points, every plot point had an answer, you know what I mean? Every question the fans had a decent answer. All the plot points were followed through with fully.
The answers were there, yes, but the way they delivered it, it was all rushed in a way. For example, you see the whole storyline where it's all focusing on Peter Parker's loneliness, and then right at the end you see what's happening with Jean Grey in the last hour of the sequence, which wasn't the best way to deliver the whole movie. If you're focusing a movie on the fact that you're looking at Spider-Man dealing with loneliness, and then you start fitting in the plot point where Jean Grey also dealt with some sort of thing. You're dealing with two character arcs at the same time. It just ruins the whole message of the movie. And despite that, the whole loneliness and the sort of him dealing with his emotions was technically delivered on No Way Home. You're just following the same sort of his own maturity in the same way. It's not showing that he's matured as a character. You see in No Way Home, yes, he was, I don't know, he was trying to mature from what happened with Green Goblin and Aunt May dying, but then you see the same deliverance of the same story being delivered with him losing friends.
Okay. Now here, don't you think him maturing wasn't really showed that well in No Way Home? Because towards the end of No Way Home, he did still try killing Green Goblin. He only stopped himself because the other Spider-Man were there to help him. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get that. But again, as a movie watcher, if I'm watching something and it's basically the same plot but a different story, I'm not going to really enjoy the movie in itself, am I?
Okay, so you cared more about how the plot was too similar.
That's one of the points, yeah.
Okay.
There's plenty more, don't worry.
Did you hear about the 40 minutes that they cut out of the movie?
No. Wait, I've seen a few clips of them, yeah.
Yeah, did you see the photos of all, like, the comic-based characters coming back out?
Yes, I saw that at the start of the montage.
What do you think of the fact that, you see the fan demand behind the plot, like why they've carried such a comic-filled plot?
Personally, when creating a movie, I don't believe that you should be fueling the fans. I think you should be fueling telling the story more.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
If you look at the modern day, most of these movies don't even need to be made. Like, they just make them just to demand hype and everything. If you look at the marketing behind Spider-Man Brand New Day, you know, you're watching the movie and halfway through you see a Samsung phone, then you see a BMW over there, and then you see the Asus ROG line. You know, it's just there to make money. And again, that's what movies are also there for. But also, you need to balance that strike of trying to tell a story, but then also trying to make that demand at the box office.
Okay. This can go further on though, because generally with brands and stuff like that, Marvel's fallen off quite a lot since Stan Lee died.
Yeah.
And if we bring that into Spider-Man, it's clear what's happening. Like, I can't lie, I think as fans you should just, obviously we're not little kids anymore.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think personally as a fan, I've come to realise that with Marvel as a company, they have to reach fan demand and stuff. So I think, if I gave it to them, I think that's reasonable. And I do think that they did deliver it really well.
Yeah. And that's why I like going back to these.
There's a really loud echo on it.
Hello. Is that echoing? Hello.
Wait, just click next to it. I can hear if it's delayed. I know it's echoing.
If I just
Click like that. Need this a bit louder. How'd you turn this up?
No, it's echoing on the street, okay? What the hell? Yeah.
Hello. No, on the stream it's echoing. Yeah, but people in the comments are talking about it.
You remember that one when he used to be,
Hello. Test.
Oh,
Test. Hello.
Was that Prowler? Yeah. I remember. Interrogation mode.
That's very quiet.
This debate's low-key. It's gonna track way too far down.
Well, I never. Yo, hello? Yeah,
Sorry about that.
I think even from here, because I was focusing on my voice.
Speaking out too loud.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I couldn't get my sentences down pretty properly.
What's that? Do we sound like that?
Oh. Yo.
I lost track of it. What just happened?
let's
Like, I was talking
switch.
about, just to finish off my point, I was talking about nostalgia.
Yeah,
if
right.
you look back on the Tobey movies, for example, there is marketing involved. For example, one of the biggest partners there was Dr. Pepper. If you do rewatch the movie, you can see just the slight branding of it. For example, if he's in the pizza shop, there's just the background. And even in the first one, remember when you went to test out Spiderwebs, he tested it with the Dr. Pepper can. That was smart marketing. But then it just feels like, in your face.
Yeah, it is in your face, I agree, yeah. But I can't lie, that's with a lot of movies now as well. Did you see, what's it called? The Truman Show had some real life marketing, didn't it? Yeah, like it's really forced into your face, but that's just how it is. I think the companies are just chasing money now, no matter what. I don't see it going anywhere.
Capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism, bro, capitalism. Consumerism things.
That better?
Anyone else want to debate him about Spider-Man?
Oh, great. I'll join you for superpowers after.
Hi, nice to meet you. Name?
Nice to meet you. I'm Callum.
I'm Mark.
Nice to meet you. So, I heard some of the points. Yeah, but I didn't hit all of the points. Can you just restate your main reasons you did that Spider-Man film?
It just comes down to plot point and delivery.
Delivery. What did you like about the delivery?
It felt like, for example, the movie was 2 hours long, 2.5 hours. That is not a long time. It's reasonable.
In Marvel terms, is it that long? You've got the main game.
That was pretty long.
A few other films that are super long.
But what I thought was they tried to deliver so much in such a short space of time. They could have removed some things and still deliver a good plot point and then make it a decent enough movie.
You've got to see what they were also trying to do with it. Is introducing Jean Grey as a character. They're bringing her in. So you have to show her development. It's like how Black Panther came in the Civil War.
Yes.
Thanks, Mike.
Is that working?
Yeah. Yes. Great.
Just have to move it with.
So as you were saying,
It's like how they brought Black Panther in.
Yeah.
Everyone loved how he was brought in mid-film, and that's what they were trying to do with Jean Grey. But the problem was her character was almost leaked before because she was such a good fit actress-wise. You can say all plot points, but they have to try and make it not too obvious.
But the difference between what happened in Civil War and what happened in Brand New Day was that even though T'Challa was released in Civil War, he wasn't the main focus of the movie. Yes, he was a side character which then developed it further on in Black Panther. And the same thing happened with Peter Parker. But what happened here, it felt like they were trying to tell a completely different story, which was branching off Spider-Man's own character development. You're putting two characters, prominent characters in one storyline, which, yes, like it worked, but however, the delivery wasn't there. It wasn't like how it used to be.
How it used to be.
Yeah.
What made the old Spider-Man films so much better? Because Peter Parker has always struggled through all the films. He's always been a nerd, bullied, mental health, grandparents dying. It's in his character to be a loser.
Yeah.
So what's such a problem about him having this mental battle?
No, like, that's not my problem. That's not my problem. Well, actually, it is my problem. Firstly of all, what you said about Peter struggling all the time.
Anyways, the struggle that happened during No Way Home, for example, I felt, like I said before, the storyline sort of tried to continue on that sort of him maturing up, but that was already covered in No Way Home. It was a bit of repetition. And the thing is, yes, he had his storyline of him still maturing. Let's forget about that. The thing was, they tried to include just 2 plot points for no reason. They could have included it, dialed down a bit less on Jean Grey, and it would have been, yes, a bit better of a movie. There is still a few problems with it, but that was one of the big issues.
You mentioned No Way Home as like a problem.
Yeah.
That's because it was Tom Holland's film, but it was also answering questions with Andrew's films.
Yeah.
As he only had 2.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's also trying to fix his whole, like him saving Zendaya instead of Tom, was trying to prove like he is a worthy Spider-Man. So they almost had to go back to that Peter Parker trying to find himself.
But of course, when that happened, what happened? They didn't cut a sequence of him back into Gwen Stacy where he couldn't save her. They just delivered on it. There was a small little dialogue when he first met Tom Holland on that sort of rooftop scene. But like the deliverance overall, like it was short, snappy, and it was there. So it came to the audience. They knew what they were talking about. What happened with Jean Grey? They sort of elongated it, going back to her flashbacks. Yes, I agree. The flashbacks were necessary to explain what VMAX was and what was happening with the whole mutant situation, but I felt like they could have pushed it to a different movie perhaps, because the X-Men in D23 was announced to it, the whole cast, and secondly of all, what they did, like they could have done it, but they could have just made it a bit shorter and still had a major focus on Spider-Man. Or not even include that at all. They could have just introduced Jean Grey as a character as a whole, like they did with Black Panther, like what they did with Tom Holland when he first came in Civil War.
Jean Grey seems your biggest problem for this whole film, where she brought her in. Is it also the fact she's not a villain, but acting in a villainous way?
Yes.
But I feel like if you brought her in as like a good guy, who would you rather see Spider-Man have to face than someone who's already faced strong opponents and smart opponents, but he hasn't faced someone with
It was a mind battle,
yeah.
Like, Yeah, it was a different fight style. I understand that, but again, like I don't have a problem with that. But along with that, you also have the problem with damage control. You're fighting the Hulk. He's fighting himself. There's so much going on. Like usually Spider-Man, there's a duality between him and Peter Parker, but then this movie felt like there was so many perspectives coming on, and it was just thrown at you in a way. So as an audience, I'm just left there like, what the hell is going on? Like, of course I know what's going on, but it was just a bit of a mental overload.
But do you not think that's great cinema for it being the Hulk can't have his own film due to all the problems with Disney and Marvel and whatever? So being able to bring the Hulk in as a villain, having a good fight scene, and being able to show that character not as the smart Hulk we've seen in other films that people dislike, or a weak Hulk in She-Hulk. Being that strong, that
savage,
that is what people want to see. So saying it's a bad delivery when that's what people want to see.
Like when I say bad delivery, there were elements that were pretty good throughout the movie. Like there were elements that I enjoyed. However, I just again feel like it was a bit too overwhelming with the amount they tried to fit in such a short amount of time. Like 2 hours, 2.5 hours is a long time, but again, they tried to fit in so much. If they tried to cut down a bit, maybe tone down on some of the message and focus and emphasize on a different message, perhaps it could have been a better film.
So do you think there was too much going on? If you look back at the old Spider-Man films, do you think it was simpler and better?
For example, like a lot of people, when I do put this point of view come out, they always bring up No Way Home. But had like a good 6 villains in there. Again, the reason why I felt that was executed well enough was because when all of those villains came in at once, they all usually came in as a pack. When that happened, it was like it was just one big ultimate villain. When you look at the sequences in Brand New Day, all of the sort of villains and everything came in their own segments, which then felt like the overwhelming sort of energy, if you know what I mean.
So would you rather it all, because if it's all a problem at one time, it strips away, you could say, it would strip away the storyline and make it one big final fight, and is that what you want?
It's like not that specifically, it's just working down on what has more rights over screen, like screen time and all of that. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what to say.
Kind of. What Spider-Man film did you think is significantly better to make you think this is the worst one?
Well, I'm gonna clown upon the Tarzan films. Those were terrible.
You didn't like The Amazing Spider-Man?
The only thing that I liked about it was the cinematography.
And
the suit was good. I'll give them that. Specifically part 2, the suit was amazing. And also like the real life, like the swinging, like how it was specifically done. It wasn't CGI. For example, like, you know, when Brand New Day was being filmed, in Edinburgh they were showing a lot of how they were using, like, you know, real life webbing and all of that. When you did watch the movie, however, it still felt like there was that hint of CGI in it, which again, like, made me think, was all of this like web swinging and all of that in Edinburgh actually real, or was it just fake and they were just doing it like as a publicity stunt, you know? Like, for example, when he jumped off one of the buildings, I remember specifically seeing he just jumped and hit himself on the wall. Like, when he jumped, it didn't seem natural.
Is that where he sort of over the box?
Yeah, those sort of things.
Yeah, it's the cinematography is the problem. And then if you think back to other films that were filmed a lot worse, like The Amazing Spider-Man filmed well, and then Tobey Spider-Man's are nowhere near as good quality-wise.
Of course, but that's a time sort of constraint, because look what generation.
But then you say time, and nostalgia is your biggest argument here, saying the nostalgia. Oh, I think back and it was so much better.
But they still told, like, the story that were told during those times were pretty good. For example, if you look at Spider-Man 1, the story told there was the great message of great power comes great responsibility.
That message has been in all of them.
Yeah, of course, but that was the main focal point of that movie. And there, when you saw it, it was one villain. If you look at Spider-Man 2, the main message sort of there was, what's it called again? I knew this on the top of my head, but it's gone. It was more dealing with, like, it was more of the sort of similar themes that you saw in Brand New Day of loneliness and, like, you know, losing some of your power.
But that shows Peter Parker as a character has to struggle. If you're saying it's not as good compared to the old films, and then you're saying the old films are showing this struggle that he's got, it could show it's a good
again,
film.
like with the struggle that you're looking in the MCU and what you're seeing with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, you look at him there. They tried to bring in Brand New Day where he's basically stripped from nothing. but then you still keep on seeing ties with him back with the MCU. And of course it's different there because he is built into a character.
What other ties back to the MCU?
What's it called again? For example, he goes back to Yelena in the movie to go and ask for the Avengers help. He still has links to Hulk and everything. Like, of course, he's still a part of that sort of main timeline. I get that Tobey Maguire wasn't a part of that timeline, so was Andrew Garfield. But then if you look at projects like Daredevil and stuff like that, you know, it's more street level here.
I haven't seen Daredevil, so I can't.
But like in those sort of projects, they're not actually like power as him. They could still make such a big difference. And the masses, like if you look at history, like throughout of history, the masses are usually those who are poor. If they see someone who has their power, that have their sort of like grounds to speak, they would support him, and it would create a better government. It would create a better message for the whole world.
Yeah, you're definitely right there, but I'm talking like, let's say you got huge intelligence right now.
Yeah.
What position are you to influence people with your intelligence? You know what I'm trying to say?
Of course, you have to sort of build your brand, and with an intelligence of
like, let's just
scale,
say, like,
you should be able to.
Yeah, but does intelligence really spread that far? Because there's different forms of intelligence. If we're just talking general IQ, obviously you'll be able to learn things faster, have a smarter, like, just a faster processing brain. But how are you going to sway people with that?
But like, you'd have to use it. Like, again, great power comes great responsibility. Once you have that intelligence, you need to have the know-how to use it. For example, if you said right now, I want super flight, yes, you're going to be flying around, you're probably going to get some media attention, you're going to be around there, you're just going to be just a face of something, you're going to be a puppet to someone. If you had the intelligence, you can build yourself as a brand, and that's what you have to have the skill. For example, if you were to give, like, have you watched Megamind? The
one with Metro Man?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, but I don't really remember it too well.
Remember one of the characters there were given the power of Metro Man. Even though he had the power, he would never be that Metro Man because he didn't know how to use it. He became a villain. If you look at Elon Musk, he has the power and the intellect, yet he became the villain because of what he preaches. You need to know what message you're going to deliver and how you're going to deliver it. It's about moral compass.
Yeah, it's a lot about moral compass. I was literally just thinking that because if someone's born, okay, let's create a figure who we can like portray these powers onto. Yeah. So let's say there was a person, like an averagely smart person, good morals, no powers at this time in life. That's our concept. That's our concept person. So that's just a person we're going to use. So let's say we gave him Superman powers with good morals. Yeah. I'll be so honest. Let's say he was 20, unemployed. Yeah. And just like.
Of course, it's going to start. His morals are going to be.
Yeah. So it's just your average Joe. With intellect, it's still taking time to build branding, time to do stuff, time to make a change. And even if he does make a change, he has to sway so many people. What are more people likely to listen to? Because if we even look at faith, a lot of people listen to God. So a person with a lot of power and a person with abilities that people just perceive as stronger, they could either be scared of it or love it. They'd join him. Yeah. He could make a lot bigger change way faster compared to someone with a high intellect.
I'm going to debate you on now on this.
Okay.
I'll do it for a few minutes with you guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to join in now? Alright, we'll carry this.
Yeah, okay.
We'll reach stage, so we're going to Alright, Arman.
Yo.
I've been waiting a long time.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time to debate Spider-Man with this guy. So, basically, this guy's been saying to me for ages that Spider-Man Brand New Day is a terrible Spider-Man. You said only TASM 2 is worse?
Yes, that makes my bottom.
Only TASM 2?
Yeah.
Okay, right, so your Spider-Man ranking is, what's your favorite Spider-Man film?
What would I say? Does this include the Into the Spider-Verse?
No.
Okay.
Live action?
Then I would have to say No Way Home.
And second?
Second, I would say Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire's.
Okay, so my stance is that I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, and not only that, it's my favorite superhero movie of all time. So I've got a lot to say to you.
I feel sorry for you.
I love it. I won't take it back. So I need you to tell me your reasoning of why you think that, and I've got a lot of people in the chat, aka Hassan Hamid, who've been telling me a lot of stuff about you.
Shout out to Hassan.
Here's some comments I've got. Arman the arse puller was one of the comments. Arman couldn't be more wrong. Diabolical takes. And he said that it was not shot in Edinburgh, it was shot in Glasgow.
Glasgow, I'm sorry, my bad. I don't live in Scotland.
Yeah, I was there actually at the filming. Oh, okay. And it was great in Edinburgh. So tell me your reasoning.
Where do I start? That's the great question. There's so much where I can lean on to. Okay. You give me some direction. Where do I start?
Tell me your main issue with the film.
Too much in one movie.
Too much in one movie,
yes.
Right? So you think the movie was overstuffed?
Yes.
Why is that? Give me more detail about it being overstuffed.
Okay, so first there were too many characters within one movie. They were trying to deliver too many plots in one movie. They were trying to deliver too many messages in one movie, and it just felt as the audience that I'm here watching a movie. Not like as a fan of Spider-Man, but just someone who's genuinely here just to respect the cinematography. The storyline was just not on there.
Yeah, hold the mic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so about that topic, I understand why you would say that because you'll see there's a bunch of characters in the movie, there's a bunch of plot lines.
Yes.
But I think just seeing that and thinking the movie is bad instantly because there's a lot of plot lines, I think is not the point doesn't really make sense because, okay, give an example, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, it had so many plot lines, so many characters, and that's why I don't like the film because it was overstuffed.
Yes.
However, Brand New Day, I love it. The reason why is because Brand New Day uses all these characters and all these themes and all these plot lines to make it into a clear story. It makes one clear through line in the story. It's not random. No, it's fine. The mic's here. It's fine. It makes it one clear storyline. So, for example, the Jean Grey plotline. What's the Jean Grey plotline about? It's about identity, and it's not only about identity. It's also about understanding yourself, understanding like who she is. Same with the Hulk. The Hulk is about identity, and he doesn't know who he is. Jean Grey is accepted that she is Jean Grey. The Hulk is accepted that he's Bruce Banner, and he does not want the Hulk. The Punisher, wait, let me finish my point. You talked a lot. The Punisher, he has fully gone into the Punisher. He's forgot his Frank Castle side. And Spider-Man is meant to be the balance of the two. Is he Peter Parker or is he Spider-Man? That's the ending. Peter Parker or Spider-Man. We find out, okay, he's both. So all these plot lines, they all merge together. And the thing is that was wrong with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's an example of an overstuffed film, is that in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, all of these plot lines are so random and interconnected and not connected. And I know Hassan's going to get mad about this. They're not connected. They don't make sense in the storyline, okay? And they just show different themes, and maybe there's one theme, but it's not clear. It's not a clear through line. In Brand New Day, it's a clear through line. And none of these stories or all these plot lines, all these characters take away from the central plot of Peter Parker and Spider-Man and his journey, understanding that he is Spider-Man, he is Peter Parker, and understanding not to suppress himself. So it has a clear through line that makes it grounded in that.
But you're forgetting one thing. Yeah. This movie is Spider-Man. It's not the Hulk. It's not the Punisher. It's not the Jean Grey movie. It's Spider-Man. Having Spider-Man at the main focus is the main thing. And yes, they had scenes where he was a focus, but drawing away from him and putting in Jean Grey to deliver a whole plotline for a new movie that's going to come out in 2028 was the wrong thing. I was debating this guy before, and he made a good point. If you look at Captain America: Civil War, that movie introduced Black Panther, it introduced Spider-Man. The way they introduced it wasn't trying to push the whole storyline of Spider-Man being a broke guy that lost his uncle. They just pushed him by just showing the character and giving like little teasers of who he is and what he's about. They didn't like push the whole narrative of Jean Grey into the movie. And yes, blooper. But I get you, Jean Grey was a villain of that movie, and including some of her plot point was essential to do it. But the way they did it by putting in so much into the movie, I don't think it was delivered that well.
So you wanted the villain of the film to not have a central role in the film?
No, I said she can have a plot point. However, what I'm saying, the way they did it and the amount they put in a single movie was not good. The way they delivered it.
I think she had a perfect amount of story in the film, and if she had any less, I wouldn't have cared about her character enough. And also, there wasn't too much. Most Jean Grey scenes were with Spider-Man. She's controlling people with Spider-Man. The only scenes that we get where it's just Jean Grey is the flashback scene, which is in the third act of the film, and the scene of her in the chamber in the third act of the film. Everything else was all with Spider-Man. We didn't even see her face. We didn't even see her face. We didn't even see her face until the third act of the film. So how is there too much Jean Grey?
No,
it was clearly a Spider-Man story.
I'm not saying there's too much Jean Grey. I'm saying what they did by trying to deliver Jean Grey's story into the movie created a bit of a muddle. Because you're there in a movie discussing that Spider-Man's having this whole sort of identity crisis and talking about his own dealings with loneliness, and then you're trying to fit the same character who sort of has the similar plot point but has a completely different story to it. You're just trying to fit in two...
That's like what you do in movies. Like in movies, you have a protagonist and an antagonist, and they both have similar things they're dealing with in different ways. That's clear, good storyline.
But you're trying to fit two different identities into one movie. Again, in Spider-Man, what's it called again? When you look inside the movie, even in itself, there is two dualities between Peter Parker and Spider-Man. In that movie, you see those sort of senses, and along with that, you see a lot of other sort of character lines. You see the relationship between Ned and MJ. You see a lot of relationships and a lot of storylines. adding another one in there, which does have a bit more dominance than every single other sort of plotline in the movie, does try and dull away the whole other sort of aspects of it. It dulls away this sort of chemistry between MJ and Spider-Man. It dulls away other sort of aspects. It's just a bit.
Okay, so then we shouldn't have the Dark Knight and Joker. The Joker shouldn't be in the Dark Knight too much. We shouldn't have any villain in a movie too much, because having a villain too much in a movie is bad.
No.
But as I've said, there was not too much Jean Grey. Jean Grey only was seen in like the third act of the film.
When you mention the Dark Knight and everything, the way they deliver those sort of plot lines are done perfectly. The way they did it in this one was not perfect.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Like I said, there was a bit too much clash between the main storyline and then this side storyline that is trying to take dominance over the movie. Because the reason why they put this here, of course, is because they're going to be creating an X-Men movie in the future.
The main storyline was Spider-Man trying to. The main storyline was Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man is seeing these people being controlled, being possessed.
Of course,
and it's Jean Grey possessing them. That's the main storyline.
That was the main storyline.
The side storyline is the Peter and MJ stuff. It's not taking away. It's not a side storyline. That's the main storyline.
No, but look, that's the side storyline. Then what constitutes as the storyline of Jean Grey? What's that then? If you've discussed that the main storyline was the people getting controlled, and then the side storyline was the story
by
between
Jean
Peter
Grey.
and MJ.
That's kind of the point. Like, Jean Grey is controlling the people. That's the main storyline for both Spider-Man and for Jean Grey. So it has a clear through line, which makes it a clear, good story. If it was Metal, I'd understand if you're saying, okay, Jean Grey does her own thing, Spider-Man does his own thing, and then they come together at the end. That's not how it was. It was them together on the same collision
But
course.
she does do her own thing.
She does her no.
Let's say the first and second act, yes, she is in tandem with Spider-Man and what's happening. Then when you get to the third act, it starts getting hazy, because then you start getting the relationship between MJ and Ned coming back in, and then you see a cutscene between what's happening with Jean Grey and her sister.
So you can't have so you can't have more than one. Okay, there's about three storylines in the film, right? First storyline, Jean Grey is trying to possess people. Second storyline, Spider-Man is having his arachnid thing where he's becoming an arachnid and his things going on. Third storyline is the Ned and MJ forget each other. That's three storylines. That is not too much. And also, they all mix together perfectly. Ned and MJ are, let me finish. Ned and MJ have that storyline because it allows Peter to understand that he is not alone. Jean Grey thinks she's alone, right? And Peter thinks he's alone. He starts off the movie completely alone. As the film goes, he realizes he has friends, he has people. And the Punisher, it tells him that if you have friends, cling on to them, hold on to them, don't let them go. And it all mixes together. Punisher mixes together with it, Hulk mixes together with it. All the storylines come together perfectly in the film. It's not like this storyline, because then I would understand your point. But if each storyline comes together perfectly, each three storylines come together, then I think that's a good way of having a clear through line.
Okay, so when you did discuss your three main plots in the movie, my problem is I think you've abstracted them too much to three main points. There is more plots to it.
There's more plots, there's side plots. I said three main ones. Those are the three main ones.
No, but then my problem is these side plots that come into it do take a lot more dominance of the actual main plot. And that's my biggest problem.
But the side plots aren't unnecessary. The side plots all lead into the main plot.
But I feel like the way they put in these side plots are creating a lot. They're just creating a bit too much. What's it called again? They're just colliding a bit too much with the main plot. Like they don't blend in smoothly, in my opinion.
How so?
For example, I just keep on turning it back to this example, my bad. But what happened with the flashback with Jean Grey? You see in an isolated position what's happening with Jean Grey, the sort of character development there in such a short amount of space. For the whole movie, you're seeing her as a villain. And one of the things that I do respect is that you do have that sort of switch up with the story. The story has been told so many times of when the villain is not really the villain. But my main concern with the whole movie is the fact that you have this sort of character development in such a short amount of space that has so much dominance over the movie. Because, for example, imagine if you didn't include that into the movie, the way that it would be left, you won't be understanding what's going on. So the way that they've done
That's how it works.
No, hear me out. They didn't like ease it in. It was just there like a block. It was like an afterthought in a way. Because imagine, in a lot of movies, you can sort of not predict, but you can understand what's going. There's a fight going on there. Your stream.
There is a fight going on right now.
Lads, can we walk away, please? Lads, can we calm down?
Oh shoot!
Oh god. Yeah, go.
Can I record it? Yeah, sure.
Watch your stuff. Daddy! Okay. Where's the daddy?
they're all fighting each other.
How many of them? There's
3 of them.
3 guys in one film. There was a girl there, she got
Girl
cool.
fighting.
Yeah, that's right.
That wasn't a girl.
Yeah, well, no, it was.
Well, I guess.
They were fighting because they agreed with my point, by the way.
Nobody agrees with your point. Get me one person that agrees with your point. No one. Are you guys coming back? Are you gonna come back?
Yeah, we're just.
Okay, cool. Doing a live stream debating. Yeah, we did. We got it on live.
I know, that's what I said, yeah. I told you. He pulled her by the hand, put on the floor, and punched her in the face.
I thought it was 3 guys. They all had long hair.
That's crazy, man. Huh? Yeah, she's there crying. Wait.
Ooh, that's like a child. It's a child.
Isn't he Shopsy? I was gonna go get a bottle of water for her. But, I think she's fine. I'm not fine, but yeah.
I would have jumped in if I thought you it was a girl.
That was sad, man.
Whereas I thought it was a child, I would have jumped.
Did everyone on the stream see that?
I don't think so.
Oh, good. It's a bad representation of Ron.
Bro, the first comment is classic Birmingham.
That's crazy.
That's sad.
But yeah, Spider-Man was a bad film.
Yeah, bro. What the hell?
He agreed. Everyone heard on the chat he agreed.
No one agreed.
You just said yeah, man.
Oh my god. That's crazy. That was a little bit. Should we go back to Ben?
I have other points about why the Spider-Man film was terrible.
Okay, bring some new points.
This is more of a general point, but the way they advertised during the film. A lot of the advertising during that film was literally forced on you.
Oh yeah, I didn't like the advertising. I didn't watch it. I watched it after. The trailer was terrible.
No,
It
not,
showed
that,
the
not, that, not the trailers.
Oh wow.
Like during the film, in film.
Oh, in the film.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot.
There was Samsung trying to get a cut of the cake. There was what's it called again? There's BMW trying to get a cut of the cake.
Yeah.
There was Asus trying to get a cut of the cake. If you look at traditional advertising, like I was talking about with the boy before, that
There was Biro as well. Tom Holland's. Tom Holland's brand was in it as well. Biro.
Yeah, the beer, yeah. Exactly, like, it just feels like movies are not there, like, for what they used to be anymore. They're trying to serve a different message, which is trying to make money versus trying to tell a good story.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys went to go get a fridge.
Oh my god, bro.
But yeah, that's... What time is it?
Okay. So Hassan left some comments in the chat.
Yeah.
He said he disagrees heavy. If anything, he thinks there should be more added to the plot to make the story more interesting. And also, he said the Jean and Peter resolution solves everyone's arc in the film. So in reality, and I actually do see that all the arcs come together at the end. So the Jean and Peter arc solves Peter because he realizes I'm Spider-Man and I'm Peter Parker. I'm both.
Yeah.
He realizes that
that's a good plot.
he realizes that who he is. He realizes that he's not lonely because he has Jean and Jean has him. Jean realizes that she has him too, and then also Ned and MJ. He decides that he has to reach out to his friends. He should speak to them. He should speak to his friends as well.
Yeah.
So and same thing. Punisher. He decides to. The Punisher is like the guy that you didn't know would be there for you. Like at a time when you're so low, so depressed, you think you have no one. The guy that is the person that you think would be the least there for you is there for you in the end. So everyone's arcs at the end of the film, they all resolve because of the Jean Grey arc. So in reality, they all kind of work together perfectly.
Okay.
Do you not have a response? We cooked him.
No, I know.
We cooked him, chat.
No, just the fight. The fight kind of put me off. I'm like, what's going on? I'm just like, is everyone okay? Because, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you why I think the movie's good then. How about that? Let's have some positivity.
Go on, Che.
Okay, so, first reason I think the movie's great is because it's a more mature take. It's a more mature take on the character. We got to see Spider-Man in completely different situation. We get to see Spider-Man at his darkest point. We get to see even the cinematography is mature. The way it looks is beautiful. Not only that, they also show a lot of things with he's like swinging in the sky after MJ like kisses another man, and then he wants to basically kill himself. He almost kills himself in the film. It's really dark. Then he has a panic attack in his room pretty much. It's very dark. That part was just an aspect that I thought was really good. It kind of matured with the character. The filmmaking matured with the character. On top of that, I think my thing is actually completely opposite of yours. I think that every character in the film had a clear purpose. Hulk, Punisher, MJ, Ned, Peter, Jean Grey, they all had a clear purpose that brought them all together at the end of the film, and I think that is what made the film so powerful, was that it told a story of to surround yourself with people. Like, don't isolate yourself. Don't think that you're alone, because Peter at the start of the film, he isolates himself. He wants to be alone. At the end of the film, even the people that he least expects to be there for him are there for him. And, you know, he realizes that he needs to hold on to the people around him. So I think that it tells a mature story, a mature Peter Parker story, one that was needed, and one that grew up with the character. And I think that each act flows well. I think there is a lot of stuff in the movie, as you said, there's a lot of plot points, a lot of characters, but I think it flows well. And if it didn't, for example, same thing with Spider-Man No Way Home, there's so many characters, there's so many things going on in the film, but there's like 5 villains in the film, but they all work together because they have a centralized plot point. There's even different Spider-Man in the film, but it works together. Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, they have so many characters in it. So many people in it, together. But they centralize and they work together. Same with Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think all these films work together in the plot point. Having a bunch of characters doesn't automatically mean that the film is bad.
Fair enough.
That's my point.
And another thing that I just wanted to point you out on. You know when you discussed about him being like a more darker tone, him maturing and everything like that? No Way Home brought this sort of ideal where, you know, he's building a whole sort of plot together. Like, not like it built like. Oh God.
Crazy day. Average Birmingham experience, guys.
Birmingham at its finest.
Birmingham. It's actually Birmingham.
But like I was saying, No Way Home built up this whole plot point where he's going to be forgotten, he's going to be grounded up, he's got his own homemade suit.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he's got.
Maybe. Let me.
On to another topic now.
Okay, I'm gonna sort out a hype that just happened.
Yeah.
Just stream see any of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, got a little bit.
It didn't.
Yeah. I didn't know that it was like a little girl. I thought it was a bunch of guys fighting. So I was just watching it, but then I found out it was like a small girl.
You thought it was a guy.
No, she wasn't even talking. I think it's his little sister. The guy was grown. Do you want to know what happened? Basically, they walked past each other, and one of the guys, they bumped into each other, and they had to start on the stairs as they walked up. The 2 guys just came and started approaching him, and then he got fucked.
They bumped into each other?
Yeah.
Average Birmingham experience.
Yeah, trust me. Average.
That's so weird.
It happens basically every day.
They beat up his little sister because he bumped into her.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's so fucked up. Nah, first to the little guy though, he held his own. He didn't really, but he got fucked.
What happened to the girl though?
The girl, she was crying, they just walked off.
Did she get back on the phone?
Nah, she got punched, she dropped to the floor, that's it. This is fun. She's leaving a little bit here as well, so. Oh well, you might enjoy your debate, yeah? If you get into any trouble, you can call me.
Yeah, join back whenever you like.
Alright, cool. I'll just talk to you.
Okay.
Like I was saying, No Way Home brought this whole sort of hype around the plot of Brand New Day because it was going to be. Like I was saying, Brand New Day, No Way Home put this whole big plotline that's going to happen in Brand New Day. There was a lot of hype around it, just because the fact we were going to see a more grounded Peter Parker, where he saw like he lost everything, he has nothing. It's just him, his powers, and him dealing in New York City. No Avengers trying to back him, no nothing, no relationships, just him seeing a grounded version of himself. By the end of Brand New Day, what you see is a whole irreversible change from what happened in No Way Home. Like they're trying to bring back an old version of him, which we all didn't like. What? Because a lot of the criticism of Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that he has all of this backing it. He has the Avengers, he has Tony Stark's money, he has everything like that. That's what, like, could you agree?
No, I agree with that point, but I don't see how that's in Brand New Day because the film ends and the only people that he has is the Punisher, Ned, and then MJ. But Ned and MJ, like, it's not like it's a big relationship or whatever. He's just Punisher, Ned, and MJ. That's literally all he has. So how is that the Avengers and Iron Man?
Yelena, was that Yelena in the movie?
Does she know who he is? Is she his friend?
But isn't
Just
he?
'cause she knows
no,
him.
but when you're promoting a grounded story, why are you bringing in the Avengers? That's literally the opposite of a grounded movie.
No, it's not like we had the Avengers fighting Kang the Conqueror, bro. We just had Yelena gave him information in a spa. Like you didn't even go to Avengers Tower, bro.
Of course, but you're still hinting the idea that everything that he's worked for the last movie is being overwritten in vain. For example, let's say everything does come back, like Ned, MJ, all of these people still remember him. Everything that's all is literally just, you could remove Brand New Day and it's basically the same movie between what happened between Far From Home and Thingy.
No, it's not. Like, in between. So you're saying that Brand New Day, he's at the same place at the end as he was at the end of Far From Home. Is that what you're saying?
No, because he basically, essentially, after what happened with the spell and everything, essentially what he's lost now, since he's gained back most things, all he's lost is essentially everyone knowing who Peter Parker is, which was established in Far From Home, which technically didn't have to be there. It was just a push to the next movie.
Right. So what's your point?
My point is, I'm just saying this Brand New Day movie just removed the whole aspect of a grounded storyline. Because, like, of course, like most of the plot was grounded, but you're just opening the doors for it to just be the same sort of like the sort of BS that you get from Homecoming, for example, where he has Tony Stark backing him, or what happened, like all of that. Like you're just opening the doors for the MCU just to walk on it.
Because Spider-Man is not a superhero that doesn't know anyone. He knows in every iteration of Spider-Man, except for like the Amazing Spider-Man and the Raimi films. The actual Spider-Man in the comics, Spider-Man knows the Avengers, Spider-Man knows people. But in this film, Spider-Man only speaks to the Punisher. That's the only friend he has. The Punisher. He's not friends with Yelena. She just helps him give him information. He doesn't even show who he is. The only friend is the Punisher, right? And then Ned. Like, it's not like he's got 50 people backing him, and I'm sure he will at some point, but he's still a grounded Spider-Man, and you can't expect Spider-Man to never speak to anyone. I think that point doesn't really make sense.
No, but I'm just saying you're...
Gang shit, I don't know. What are you streaming on?
YouTube. Yeah.
What's it called?
Live Hater.
Tax.
Tax, sure.
Too much corruption in this area and UK and that. What do you think about fucking tax and shit, bro?
Yeah, I know.
Tax is a really good part of society.
Yeah, but obviously tax is going to the police, yeah?
Yeah.
What do the police do? The police just walk around.
They're underfunded.
What say that again?
They're underfunded.
Underfunded?
Yeah.
They're not
At least I won that debate.
You won that one, right? He's like, this guy knows Just take a screenshot on YouTube and search up at Live Hater.
Do you want to change topics?
Yeah, sure, let's change topics. What do you want to debate?
Whatever you want, I can take a side on it. Don't make it very, what's the word? Controversial.
Okay, do you think Charlie Kirk deserves to be shot down? Yeah, I'm kidding.
I can undo that.
You know what? Do you want to do that?
I didn't bring my Charlie Kirk mask, bro.
Ah, shoot. You want to?
I don't have much information on it. All I know is the guy got sniped by a ferry.
Okay, never mind. We could debate. What were you guys debating before I came in?
Before you came here, superpowers. He was talking about DNA.
What about
irreversible DNA.
What about it? What was the topic?
Oh wait, do you want to debate one of these guys? I've been in the hot seat for ages now.
But they're having a combo about it.
Let me ask.
What's up, guys? They're watching it on my channel. Of course they know what it is. So guys, we're gonna try and do some different topics now. Hello? There. We're gonna do some different topics now. See what's up with everyone. It's starting to get dark now, so getting nighttime vibes on the stream. Anyone in the chat, put some debate topics, any topics you guys have, to see what's up.
Come let's debate.
Yo, what do you want to debate? Here, take the mic. Give a topic and we'll
Give a topic.
on it,
Oh,
yeah.
you're the. I thought the other guy was the debate. Okay, so
No, he just had something that everybody disagreed with.
Okay. PG, yeah.
No.
Anything, yeah.
Well, something not. I mean, you know what? Just say what you want. We'll decide.
I'll probably say yeah. You have to debate me on it.
Yeah, but if I don't know it, then I won't.
Okay. I'll probably say like rape is immoral.
Rape is immoral. Yeah. But I mean, I'm gonna agree.
So then it's not a debate, then, is it?
Does anyone disagree that rape is immoral?
I don't want to.
You know, rape is something.
Okay, so let's have another one. Okay, which country do you think is the horniest?
Does anyone else want to debate that?
Bro, it's pure public debates, bro. Debate me. I would say
yeah,
Jamaica.
but I mean, anyone can debate the topic that you give.
Okay, yeah. So I want you to debate.
No, I'm not debating that.
Why
Bro,
not?
I'm Muslim, you know. I gotta keep a good image.
Bro, okay, Nicky 30 is the best streamer in the world, bro. Like,
you have a good topic. Any good topic.
Okay, you give me a topic, I'll debate you.
Okay, what do you think of capital punishment?
Okay, something less like grim.
Damn, why not?
That's something else, but that's like, I don't agree with that, yeah. Do you agree with capital punishment?
No, I think they should. Yeah,
so we both don't agree with it?
Yeah.
No, never topic. Never topic.
Okay, what? Abortion, on abortion?
Yeah, I disagree with abortion.
What?
Yeah, I disagree with
abortion. Okay, tell us your points.
Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree with
You
abortion.
had a baby scat, I can tell.
I never. You're right, I have never.
Okay, this guy disagrees with abortion. Tell us why.
Because I think that.
Hold the mic closer.
Oh, I got it closer, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it recording like my voice in here?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that it's termination or prevention of a human life is immoral.
Okay. Any more?
That's
Okay,
that's
so-
baseline the point, yeah.
Okay, so I'll say I think it should be up to the discretion of the woman that's having the baby whether she should be able to have the baby or not. Because some people might not be in circumstances where they can. Like someone could be raped and then they're going to be forced to have a baby. Imagine it's a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old girl and she's been raped and then you expect her to have the baby.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's like the 0.5% of abortion cases.
Yeah, but
if we're going to disagree with abortion, we should talk about abortion. Instead of go into the max.
No, I think abortion is. Okay, it's up to the discretion of the woman that's having the baby. Because
I don't
her
agree
body.
with that. I don't agree with the discretion of the woman, but I agree that if it's rape, it's like kind of like lesser of two evils.
Okay, but if you had a child in your body and then someone's telling you have to have it, even if you're not in the circumstances.
You're saying
to
that
have a
like
child.
it's spawned there, bro. I'm opening my legs for it, bro. Like you shouldn't. I don't think. If you're not ready for pregnancy, you shouldn't be having sex, or you should be at least responsible for the consequences of it.
I mean, that's true. You should think about the consequences, but you should think about the consequences. But at the same time, people might not be in the financial situation to be able to have a baby. There might be a reason why they engage in intercourse, and then they can't have a baby because they don't have funding for the baby. They don't have people to look after the baby, things like that.
If you don't have the funds for the baby, then you can't give up for adoption. But I don't think killing the baby is the solution or the go-to solution for that.
Does anyone want to debate him? He thinks abortion is something that shouldn't be allowed.
He wants to debate me. Come.
Do you want to debate?
Now, let me debate.
I can't that's right.
So abortion is good because what
It's
happens-
good. Nah, I can't do this.
But quality of life. Imagine you have a baby and just you live in poverty, level 1 household, no running water. There's a billion people who live like that. No running water, no furniture, no bike, no shoes. And you're saying if they had a chance to stop a baby living that awful life, you're saying, nah, let's have that baby, let's live them in poverty.
I think what you're saying is someone's poor, let's kill them. Like just because someone's poor, that doesn't change the value of life of that person.
But I'm saying it doesn't change the value, but it changes their quality.
Yeah, their
of
quality
life.
of life is worse, but it's not. I don't think that puts it in your place to be like, okay, this person is going to be poor, let's kill them.
Okay, let's go to upper
Because then you can talk about people that are born. Like if someone's born, there's no difference. They're going to have a poor quality of life. Let's just end their life now.
Okay, so imagine. So let's say someone like us, we're well off, we're in town.
How you know I'm well off?
Look at what you're wearing. Come on.
Well, come on.
So, if let's say you're having a kid and the mother of the baby is struggling financially, mentally, so all her life she doesn't have enough money to support a baby, right? She doesn't have the right mental state to support this baby. This baby will live a bad life, right? And he won't be poor, he'll have an awful life. The mother doesn't care, the mother can't support the baby, they're going through adoption, and that's not a good system. You want a baby jumping around from family to family to family, that's not going to be good for anyone.
I'd still argue that getting put up for adoption is better than not like existing. Like someone that's living, and it's like an awful life, but like, so how old? Like let's say you're in adoption, by the time you're 18, you're no longer in that system. If that system is so bad, by the time you're 18,
There's still memories.
You're still gonna have memories, but it's not like 18 years of torture. Like it's people trying to house. It's families trying to open their hearts, open their houses to different people who aren't like related to them. I don't think getting put up for adoption is that bad. Like to the point where I'd kill someone instead of it.
At what point of life do you believe you become a human?
I believe that as soon as it's fertilization, it's like because at that point it's termination of a potential human life.
Okay, but how?
So as soon as conception,
how does life start there when the baby can't? The baby's in someone else. They can't support themselves.
That's true. That's true. They can't support themselves, but when a newborn baby can't support himself either. And that doesn't mean you can kill them. I think.
But they don't even know. They won't even know.
That they've been killed.
Yeah,
that is true.
The mother.
It doesn't know that they'll be killed, and yet it's more beneficial to the mother to kill it. But I don't think that makes it morally right. Just because it's like a more beneficial option.
Okay, let's say the mother is about to give. Well, is the doctors tell her if you give birth, you are gonna have problems and you will end up dying if you try.
If the mother dies.
Yeah.
The mother dies. I actually hear that argument.
This is called double effect, and this is where, right? This is where when the mother has got such big problems medically, she will end up dying if she gives birth to this baby. And you're still saying no, we're not letting anyone have abortions.
Nah, well, okay, we're going to extremes of like if mothers dying. I hear mothers dying because that's like, now it's like which life do you value more? Do you value like, let's say it's my wife, do I value my wife's life more or this potential baby? In that case, it's like you can it's like a lesser of two evils, kind of like with rape. But if it's like in a sense of contraception, at that point it's like we're just killing this baby so we can have a better life. And I don't agree with that. But I agree, like, so if my mom's gonna die, well, not my mom, but like, let's say my wife is gonna die, like, I would value my wife's life more, and I'd understand why someone would do abortion.
So let's say abortion's banned because you're in charge, no abortion for anyone. So what are you gonna do in that situation?
Okay.
So you have to let your wife die.
No, but now we just jumped. Now that's a fallacy. You're fallacy in me right now.
How?
Okay, I don't agree with it, but I told you I understand that. So if I can understand that, but if I'm saying if I'm the leader of the country and I make a rule, if I can say I can understand that, then we can do that.
But if it's black and white, like,
what do you mean?
So it has to be abortion is not allowed or is allowed. Because if it's like maybe.
Oh, if it's abortions are allowed or not allowed?
Yeah.
Then those extremes that you named is like less than 1%. So we're cancelling 99%. If you say yes,
well, how many people
you're agreeing with
abortions. It's always the extremes. It's not just, I feel like getting an abortion.
No, but most people, most times where with like rape is like a less than 1% chance of, not 1% chance, less 1% of abortions that happen. So most abortions aren't happening from this.
That's not true.
It is. Google it. I'm being serious. That's a real extreme of abortion.
Someone Google what percent of abortions are rape.
Now you gotta wait for the stats. Go on. Because that's like an extreme of the case. So then I wouldn't, like, they're still getting rid of most of the abortions that I disagree with.
1% of all abortions.
1% of all abortions. So then 99% of abortions are because of that. So we're having a conversation for something that's 1% instead of the actual thing.
But so you're saying you look after everyone, but still that little people, 1% of what 70 million people. It's still a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
So you've got to think.
I still disagree with the 99% of what abortion is.
That's thousands of babies being born when the mother doesn't want them. That baby will have a terrible.
But just because you don't want a child doesn't mean that child's not human and doesn't deserve life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a miscarriage. Oh, are we still connected? Yeah. Like a miscarriage, for example, you'll be like, like a mother will be sad about a miscarriage. You're not going to be like, oh, well, technically, this is not born yet. It wasn't alive. Like that was still someone's potential baby.
But you'll be happy with an abortion.
An abortion you might be happy, but just because you want someone to die, I don't think that makes it morally okay again. But I agree. I think with rape, I understand rape and I understand like a mother potentially dying, because at that point it's kind of like healthcare. Like abortion is healthcare, I think, in those cases where it's like it's your health and you might die, so it's like you're trying to save someone by doing it. You know what I'm trying to say? But when it's like I've had a kid with I'm pregnant with someone I don't want to have a kid with, let me just kill this guy. Like I don't think you can morally like justify just killing him.
If you stop it, desperate people take desperate measures. Desperate people take desperate measures. Imagine you want an abortion so bad, but you know you're going to have this baby. There's backstreet abortions. This has been happening since like Jack the Ripper times. Backstreet abortions. True. So desperate people will do desperate things. So they have to So if you say no, we're not allowing abortions, people will go to some dodgy person with not good medical equipment. They'll end up getting poorly. This will be a big.
So then maybe they just wouldn't have abortions then. But I don't want.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
So you're saying
we'll do this. This has been happening.
Yeah, but if it happens, that's to the discretion of them if it's illegal.
So you're saying you're going to make it illegal when you could make it legal?
Well, I'm not making it illegal.
These people would still get the abortions if it's legal or illegal, and you're saying let's
Nah,
make
but that's
it do
not
it
true.
legally.
If it's illegal, it does deter a lot of people. A lot of people won't want to go to that.
So then they have
places.
babies that don't want back to the quality of life thing. They'll live a
But
bad
I'm
quality
not
of life. Which
saying
you just said
bad quality of life for who?
because-
For the baby.
For the baby and the mother. Imagine being
But
like, shit,
I'd rather,
I have to
bro.
look after this kid again. Oh man.
That's like going to places in like rural areas or rural countries and being like, you can't have this kid because it'll live a poor life.
No, you can if the mother wants that baby.
But then, okay, that's what I'm saying. So we're talking about quality of life, but ultimately it boils down. Your argument's boiling down to if the mother wants it.
No,
because you're saying
that's one point.
No. But let me just say, if you go to a poor person, yeah, and you're like, no, you're not allowed to have this kid, but she's like, I want it, you'll say yeah. But if you go to another poor person, they'll be like, okay, I'm poor, I don't want it, you'll say yeah. So the poor thing isn't like the big thing here, it's the want is what you're saying. And I don't believe that the want is what.
That's 94% of people. So that's 6% of people who can't control having babies every time they want to have sex. They're such a small percentage, you almost can't back them into this debate. So the poor.
No, I'm not saying like you have it by accident. What the flip, bro? Why is he so wow? Can't go jump in. That's him. Yeah. Dirty Bulk. I need to Dirty Bulk. Flip's him. But
This guy's real nice.
I don't agree. I agree with something. I don't agree with others. Like, I don't agree that I think that the child has value. Like, just because it's a potential life and it's potentially a human, I think that terminating it is murder. Or it's illegal. But not illegal. It's immoral. Sorry. Just because, yeah, we can argue about it, but yeah.
You think it's immoral?
Yeah, I think it's immoral.
95% of abortions are from unintended pregnancies. And think about the amount of overpopulation we already have without the abortion. And think about the problems of like jobs already. People are struggling to make money to feed themselves, never mind a kid that they don't even want.
So what you're basically saying is we should have abortion because of overpopulation.
Yeah, partially.
Huh?
Yeah, partially, yeah.
I don't think that due to overpopulation you can say, oh, we're overpopulating, now our morals change. I think whether the population is going through overpopulation or not, or whether it's going to help the economy or not, I don't think that puts value or reduces value on the baby.
Well,
I don't think that's a good argument.
I think it puts more pressure on people who already struggle to make money for themselves.
So it's harder to have kids, what you're saying?
Yeah, because I'm saying if they're forced into a situation where they have to spend more money to improve the well-being of the kid they don't even want, then people will just find that unfair.
That's true, but it's not that baby's fault that that's happening at all. So I don't think the baby should be punished. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if I'm born, yeah, my mom doesn't want me and she treats me bad, that's never my fault as a baby.
Well, at the same time, the baby doesn't even know it exists first.
What, in the womb? Yeah, but it's still going to be alive if you leave it alone, you know what I mean?
Well, you set up a lot to be fair.
Like what?
Homunculi?
What?
Homunculi, you know what that is?
Homunculi, no, what's that?
Well, it's like a scientific baby.
A scientific baby?
It's just like a lump of flesh, basically, but it's still alive. So it has a chance to live.
But as in, will that become a human the same way we're human?
It's still alive.
But will it become a human and gain consciousness the way we have consciousness?
It's human based.
But is it conscious?
No. Yeah.
It's conscious?
Yeah.
So what is it then? It just stays in a test tube?
Basically just a thing.
I think that's immoral that you're just creating things that just live like... Actually, I don't know how they live, but they don't move, they can't do anything. They're just a lump of cells, or a lump of flesh.
Basically.
And how do you know it's conscious?
Brain activity.
So they just... I think that's immoral as well, that they've just created this lump of flesh that's just conscious and has to live this horrible life. But that's not what a human is. So I don't think that makes sense to argue about it. Me personally. Well,
you look about
But again, in the womb, they can say it's
yeah, I agree that in the womb, yeah, it's not conscious, but it will be. Like, so by preventing that, you're preventing them from becoming a human, which means that I'd say that I was kidding. I'd say that's immoral. Just because they won't know doesn't mean it's any less immoral, in my opinion. Like if you kill someone in their sleep, like just because they don't know they're dying, it's like it's still immoral. No, I'm comparing the not knowing part, not the fact that they're already alive. But you're not really telling me why you think abortion's like justified. You're kind of just saying like why it's hard to be a mother and that kind of thing. Like why do you think it's moral?
Moral?
Yeah.
It's moral because for the mother and families.
But what about the baby?
Baby?
Yeah.
Baby. it's alive.
But I'm not saying it has to know that it's alive. But I'm saying how is it moral for the baby? Because you're killing the baby.
You are killing the baby. So you have to think about the people who are raising it. Eventually,
And what about the baby itself?
When it comes out the womb, right, and it does grow up, it could be put into these situations where it will struggle to live a happy life, let's say.
Why would it struggle to live a happy life?
It could be put into these situations, where
So could anyone. That doesn't mean you kill them, in my opinion. Like if someone's gonna go through depression, like if I know 100% someone's gonna go through depression, I'm not gonna say, well, his life's gonna suck for the next year, let's just kill him. So I don't really agree. I feel like abortion is a thing of like convenience. Like a convenience is the mother, a convenience is people. And if you can't raise it, like you want to do it. But I don't agree that it's moral. Like it's a right thing to do. If you do, that's calm. I don't really. I think the debate is over. I don't really. There's not really more points to talk about.
Anyone got any topic they want to know? Anything you want?
Wait. I have a question there.
Yeah?
Sure.
What about if the baby's born in incest?
Oh, and it's gonna be like disabled.
Wait, say
He said
Does anyone want to debate religion against them?
Yeah.
I like religion.
Yeah.
Well, you said what incest?
Yeah, what if the baby was born through incest?
Then what? Like it should die?
No, but then if it was born through incest, when you're guaranteed that the baby's going to be born, there's going to be no stable parents, it's probably going to be born with a disability.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that.
What are you doing?
He wants to ask me about. One more question. Okay.
So I was saying there before when I was a cameraman.
Yeah. Just probably repeat it.
Yeah, okay. So what if the baby was born through incest?
What, like, should we kill people that have been conceived from incest? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, but doesn't it give a moral ground that the baby should, like, of course it's still alive. However, if it was born in those sort of circumstances.
So, like, is it like basically the same question as like, what if the baby's disabled? I think you could apply the same argument that you give to disabled to incest, but just like a disabled person doesn't have like a lower value of life. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
No, but then imagine if the child is born through thingy, they're not going to be able to walk, they're going to be living off a ventilator for most of their life.
Is it that bad for people? Is this because I don't think it's that bad to the point where they live in a ventilator. But okay, even then, I don't think that just because someone's going to live a poor life,
okay,
or a disabled person, let's say someone is disabled, or someone comes out of the womb and they're paralyzed.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have grounds and then say you value less because you're paralyzed, or you value less because you're disabled. I think that they're still a human. And I think initially humans shouldn't be killed.
Do you believe in euthanasia?
If they want to be euthanized, I guess. But I don't really have an opinion on euthanasia because it doesn't really affect. Like, okay, do I agree with euthanasia? Let me think.
What did he say?
Like if someone can't, like if they're never gonna come back online, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Is it like if they're a coma and they're never gonna come back online?
No, so like imagine if someone's dealing with terminal cancer and they want to kill
themselves.
So they don't want
but then that's just like suicide. Do I agree with suicide? Kind of, innit?
No, but it's a different sort of circumstance because their end terminal is death, so they want to speed up the process.
Do I agree with
for example,
if they want to do it, I guess like I wouldn't want that to be on anyone in it. But if someone, it's the same as suicide, kind of in it. Like if you want to kill yourself, like I'm not going to say I disagree with suicide. Like, I disagree that people shouldn't do it, but I don't disagree that like you can't if you want to. But the issue with abortion is that the baby's not making the choice to die; it's someone else, which is why I disagree with abortion.
Okay, I agree. I understand what you're saying with that. But let's say the kid was born, their most their final position in life would be death because of what happened. Like, because think about it. Imagine if they were born through incest. There is a high possible chance they're going to be ending up in these situations where they're going to be living off ventilators, all of this, and then the end terminal will be death. So
I think if
imagine putting a kid.
I think it's up to their choice. If the incest baby wants to die,
yeah,
he wants to be euthanized. That's completely different to someone killing him on their behalf.
Okay, fair enough.
Are we done with the debate?
Yeah.
Thank you. Very interesting. Thank you very much. Great conversation.
You know he's a TikToker too, by the way.
Is he?
I was watching his the Friends Friends channel. Yeah.
You have it?
I didn't get off. Let me go ask him.
Okay, we've had quite a few debates. I think we're coming to a close now. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. I think we're coming to a close now. We've had a lot of great debates. We've spoken to a lot of great people, and yeah, it was really good. So thank you to Arman for speaking to me about Spider-Man. He's about to come back. Thank you to everyone for helping out. Thank you everyone for debating. Yeah, I think that's all we needed today. Arman, wanna come say bye to the stream? I'm ending.
Of course. I've got to
Guys, it was amazing, Ron.
Amazing. And
just like Tasm.
Tasm. I love Tasm. Tasm's great. I don't like Tasm 2 though. That's overstuffed, but
Nah, that was a great film, man. That makes my top one.
Okay, buddy. But yeah. Is there anything else you have to say about Brand New Day?
It looks like a brand new night right now.
Let's go to bed. Alright, thank you everyone for watching. See you on the next stream.
What time is it now?